want to talk about some stuff. I haven't been on here in a very, very, very long time. But I figured that I would just have a little conversation, because I don't have no friends. No, but really, just I don't know, just a little conversation. I was thinking about telling you about the first time I moved to Michigan. That in itself was, if you've never been to Michigan, now when I say Michigan, I mean real Michigan, not stuff you see in the commercials. Pure Michigan, honey. Ain't nothing pure about Michigan, honey. Not even the water. Okay, hello Flint. But yeah. So I moved to Michigan from Maryland, the suburbs of Maryland, which I felt like I was in a bubble, which I was fine with. I love my bubble. My bubble was good. Good bubble. No crimes, no robberies, no death. Just the Jesus bubble, okay? I love the Jesus bubble. But so we moved here. We came on a train, right? And we had to wait for my grandmother to pick us up from the train station. Why I moved to Michigan is a whole nother story. Now, I might tell you about that one. If I want to get that into that, baby, because that's deep. That's deep. And I don't know if I want to go that deep. I don't know. I might. You never know. But, yeah, so we moved here. And I used to come visit Michigan all the time when I was a kid. So it wasn't that big of a deal to me in my mind. That's what I thought because I didn't know any better. Yeah, so we moved to the west side of Michigan off of Joy Road and Evergreen. Okay, now, when I came here as a kid, honey, I didn't really do too much. I just saw my family members, my grandmother, my uncle, and spent time with them. I didn't really know. I didn't understand the concept of the hood. Okay? And when I was younger, I used to be like, oh, you know what? I wish I lived in the hood, because people in the hood have big families and everybody loves each other and they do cookouts and they just have a good time and blah, blah, blah. Oblivious child. Like, oblivious. I had no clue. But it was a culture shock, baby. When I tell you, gunshots, like it was normal, bang bang, like normal, just to hear, and nobody called the police. And honey, if you did call the police, guess what? You can at least expect waiting for a half an hour to an hour for them to come. And not to mention that the police station probably was maybe about 15 minutes, not even 15 minutes low key, probably about 10 to 7 minutes away from where I was staying. And not to mention next door, my sister had a little friend. We'll call him Lily. He's a boy though. I don't say nobody's name. But we'll call him Lily. And he had a party, with a birthday party. I don't know if it was his party or his sister's party or whatever, but I think we have been living in Michigan for about maybe 2 months. So she goes down there, whatever. I didn't really go because I didn't really mess with people like that. All my friends were back at home in Maryland. Still love them. Hey, shout out to y'all if y'all see this. But like my friends were in Maryland, and that's where they still reside. And I love them. They are family. But we were at this party and it was having a good time. All the kids were there, all the kids in the neighborhood, and I guess from their schools and stuff like that. And it was a good time. All of a sudden, you heard some gunshots. Boom, boom. Okay, what? And now my little sister down there, I think she was in like 7th grade at the time. So, 7? Yeah, she might have been in 7th. 6? Nope, 7th. I think she was in 7th grade. So, I hear that. I run down the street like, oh, shit. Something about to go down. I run down there to see my sister. Run up in the house like, where's she at? Where's she at? So this young girl went out the house, and I guess she was getting into an altercation with some of the people who were at the party. She runs out the house, and a car hits her, flips her up in the air, and she lays on the ground. Bam! Like, it was unbelievable. And this was like, I ain't gonna say early 2000s, like mid 2000s. So camera phones, they've been around for a while, but it wasn't the first thing to do to pull out a phone when somebody's getting injured. Back then, people actually cared, and you would call the police. So we called the police or whatever. I'm sure multiple phone calls to the police station were made. 10 minutes go by, 15 minutes go by, 20 minutes go by, and still no Detroit Police Department. What the hell is going on? Like, I don't understand it. And I had never experienced anything like that before, child, living in my little suburban life in the suburbs, quiet, don't know nothing about nothing, child. And the police did not show up until after the girl was gone, because the girl's father came and he said forget it. He put his baby in a car and drove her to the emergency room way before the police got there. Now that in itself should have been like a warning sign. Warning, warning, warning. Run, like run. Shoot, who you calling? Like, who you call if there's trouble? And there's always trouble in Detroit. Like, who you want to call? Not Ghostbusters, honey. Like, they probably would get there before the police would. But it's like, damn. And that really messed me up. But just living in my own little naive world, I was like, okay, well, dang. I didn't really know what to think about it. I think I was just like in shock. Like, Rich, what the fuck just happened? Gunshots, girl gets hit by a car, police don't show up. I'm just too through. Like, I'm gonna finish this later, y'all. But it just really messed me up. But this is just like one of the first things that had happened to me when I first moved to Michigan, and I was a young 19 teenager and I know nothing about nothing. And baby, it was a lot. So maybe I'll make this like a saga, and I'll tell you about all the stories and all the things that I have encountered while living in Michigan. I think the next one I would tell is about a dude who I went out to dinner with when I first moved here, who didn't have enough money to pay for the check. But Michigan. But y'all have a good one. It's nook. And let's just talk about it.